so it's totally fine. All right, good evening and welcome to the September 2025 Park and Rec Committee regular meeting. I'm Jennifer Boucher, and with me at this evening's meeting is Nate Fowle, Seth Jenkins, and Alexandra Weil. And we have a quorum, so
Sweet.
Call the meeting to order. And Kate, is there any public comment?
Nobody's on.
Okay. With that, I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Make motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next on the agenda is the approval of the August minutes, which I circulated prior to the meeting for everyone to review.
I had one very small change
Okay,
where it talks about, I think, the trail at the wastewater treatment. It's just a typo. I think it
Okay.
says trial rather than trail.
okay,
Guys.
all right.
So, but
Right.
otherwise, but I also, I mean, I guess we can talk about this I mean, I did find there is a sign with the phone number at the, Hoosick Bend Trail. It's just a different sign. So it's not on our rules sign. There's another sign
Fine. At the
that has,
beginning.
yeah, exactly.
Yep,
So, and I think it just, I assume it's the town telephone number, but
yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just like the sort of central.
yeah, I took a picture of it. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, it just says posted no hunting or trapping. For property questions, call 802-823-0116.
That's it.
016. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, then. So I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda with the correction of the word trail.
So moved. Yeah.
All right, second.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, cruising right along here. Old business, the first item is grants and the update on the town forest project. So the last time we met was August 12th, and we talked about the DYCC crew returning to finish up some work on a bridge and that. So Nate, did you want to give an update on
Well,
that?
yeah. So they did finish the bridge. It's in totally workable shape. Seth and I talked about this a little bit. Like the trail still definitely needs more work to be like fully sort of it's walkable, but it could be safer, certainly, right? There are some places where it's steep, the stairs aren't cut in super well. So there's definitely room to continue improving on that. So either, VYCC, you mentioned Green Acres too, is maybe.
They might be a possible
With
contact.
the
And
Berkshire County.
yes.
Yes, yes.
But they said that they'd come up this far. I mean,
Okay.
They would be
Yeah.
willing to
Yeah.
work this far if we have money that.
So, I went and put some arrows out to sort of mark the lower loop, and I'm going to try and kind of do the same thing for the upper loop, just to kind of make it a little easier and I added some arrows on that, sort of electrical pole, kind of right where people park, just to like point them in. Cause I've had a lot of people text me personally having gone like into the gravel pit or it's a little tricky.
We talked about that a little bit, it doesn't feel
Yeah.
like there's a trail, right? The parking lot is the key
And the
part.
kiosk and all of that. You definitely are going down that road saying, where am I going, right?
I gently nudged Tara about that today, just about the signs that are in there. And she said, she didn't give me anything definitive. She was a little worried about sort of installing any of the signs temporarily, just because of concerns about people walking off with them. But also the two of the signs I think are going on existing signposts. There's one kind of just after you turn onto Dean Road, and then another one to sort of point you to continue on like left onto Dean Road after you go over the bridge. So I think we probably need one more, like an arrow just to point you past the gravel pit, because that's kind of the last decision point where people are kind of going wrong. So hopefully I sort of officially volunteered myself to install those signs as soon as we can get kind of approval to do that.
Okay.
Hey, I'm sorry I'm late.
the comment you made though about the steepness and the steps, that's for upper trail, right? Not the low.
So really, I think the most difficult part is actually the lower, it's the bit closest to the entrance. What I've been urging people to do is walk really either loop kind of counterclockwise. So you go up that central trail and then come back around. And the part that's the hardest is really, like right by the bridge, basically. It's like just the approach to the bridge really it's mostly just the approach to the bridge on one side, really. That's super steep. So they did the best they could to kind of bench the trail out and add, they cut in little places where you can like step up some of the steep parts. But I think putting in some stone steps was something that they sort of mentioned as potentially an option, or putting down gravel on some pieces of it. Even like, I went out there the other day with some rope with the idea that maybe I could find like a few trees to tie some rope to, just so people had something to kind of hang on to while they're going down. But it's not ideal, but also I think there aren't the only people who are hiking up there are pretty adventurous people that I'm not like overly concerned about. At least it's like pretty findable now. So hopefully people won't like get lost and go off the wrong direction.
So you're suggesting that you go up the central trail and like loop around and go down the steep area?
Yes. So the idea is like if you go up the central road, you do the most of your elevation gain on the really well-developed road.
Yeah.
And then you can either turn left just before that first like logging landing there. Or I guess the second logging landing, you can turn left and do just the lower part of the loop.
Okay.
Or you can go up further and turn left and cross this bridge and do like the upper loop there. But you do the same thing. You kind of climb up the hill on the developed road and then come down the trail and then climb up that last little steep bit. Cause I think it's safer going up versus going down right now, just because it can be kind of slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've only been out there the one time now. So.
Yeah. Well, I went right after the rain like a week ago or something like that. And the trail was actually in decent shape. There was a few of the areas where we threw logs down and tried to kind of block water seemed like they worked pretty well. So it's heartening. It's good progress, and it's definitely not done.
So I think we talked about last meeting, is there enough work where we could organize like a volunteer morning or, like.
Oh, I think there's days and days.
Oh, there's days and days.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could have several volunteer days worth of work.
I think I think the way to go would be to like see if we could do bring one of these crews back for like another week or something like that.
Okay.
Or I guess it's really 4 days by the time they've sort of traveled and everything, and then maybe we could like organize a volunteer day for like the weekend just after they're done to sort of show people the trail and put kind of the finishing touches on a few things.
Okay.
If we have a little bit of advance notice and it happens on a weekend.
What about overlap? I just wonder if, it might be nice for
It'd be
people to
awesome. And the problem is those guys, at least the VYCC only works during the week, during the day.
So Friday afternoon?
Yeah. I mean, you could get people to come out like Friday at, I think they usually call it like 3:30 or 4.
Okay.
Same reason, like they need to be back at home by 5. So it's like they start wrapping up, they move their tools, they pack it down. So yeah, like I tried doing a volunteer day the last time, just, people are working. So it's a lot easier. I think it's easier to get people to show up on weekends, unfortunately.
Yeah. So the next step, I think, would be at our steering committee meeting, which I don't think we've had one for September yet, right? Would be maybe to chat about the budget.
Yeah.
And see if there's enough monies left for like one more week.
Sure.
Of trail work.
Sure. And I'm happy to sort of do the preliminary reach out to VYCC and just see if do they have any time? I think at this point, it's more likely it would be in springtime than this fall, given just sort of what their schedule was like last time we talked with them. But we can talk with them and get an idea of, when they might be able to do it. And we could do the same with Green Acres too, just reach out to them and see if they're interested in when they might be able to come down.
Does the amount reach the procurement requirement to do any kind of hosting, or is it underneath the amount that you would need to?
It is not, it does reach procurement requirements,
Yeah.
but we were able to secure VYCC because we've worked with them before.
Okay.
And it's a very unique, the work we're asking to be done is very unique work that is not readily available by a number of vendors.
How many are you supposed to theoretically get? Like 2 or
I
3
think
votes?
3, I think. I don't know exactly.
Well, it sounds like it probably doesn't apply either way.
Yeah, I don't think it applies.
Does it need, I thought we had to spend the money for, I mean, we could get an extension, right? But
Yeah, I think that's something we'll need to,
We'll definitely have to do that, I think.
we'll have to chat about that at our next meeting to see where the rest of the project stands.
right, because the
Get an
parking lot
idea.
is
Yeah,
the majority of the money.
yeah, the rest of the project is the majority of the money. And I think the grant is like a January date or something like that. So definitely would have to get extended. So I was going to ask, well, maybe it's better under community conversations. Let's talk about hunting season and if we needed to do anything, because I think one of the seasons is already open.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Black Bear's opened.
Wow, I didn't realize that. Okay.
So I just wanted to chat about that.
Mhm.
Does anybody else have any questions or comments about the VORAC? Good? Okay. The next item is recreational signage update.
So, Alexander and I talked about that. We've been having trouble ironing Lucy down to like get what we need. So, yeah.
I've called her several times. I've sent her several emails. I've also suggested that we meet in person because I really feel like signs, we gotta look at this stuff. We can't do this all on the computer. I've also completely lost track of the recreational signs. I do have this one that's pretty much ready to go, but I'm having a hard time reaching her. I'm not sure what the issue is. And I'm just wondering, how was she selected? How is the process? It just seems odd to me that this is a business that the town has hired and we're not able to reach them.
I don't know any of those details except,
I'm
yeah.
just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
And so I said to Nate that I think I'm just going to give up at this point because I don't have the time to track her down.
Right.
I did just, in terms of the size of the signs, walked to the corner of Center Street just to see that tiny little sign that says town offices. That's probably about, I can't reach it, it's actually high up, but that's probably about 24 inches wide.
Oh,
He's
wow.
talking about a 16-inch sign.
It's pretty small.
It is pretty small, so we need to go bigger than that. When I just still haven't gotten any.
And that's why I feel like we should really, if we could have a meeting with her.
Yeah.
And actually lay out what she has, what you need. and
That'd be awesome.
look at it.
So I'll take the helm for this month and see if I can bug her into getting a meeting. And if I run into resistance over the course of the next week or two and I can't get a hold of her, then I'll go to Tara and see if we can just, I think I'll have to finish the rec signs with her because we already paid her for those. But the even the ATV signs, it's like we've done some design work with her, but if she's difficult to work with and slowing the process down, and we can go around her, we have all the expertise here. We can source the printing of the signs ourselves. So
Yeah, that'd be my recommendation too. Just give it one last.
Yeah.
And if there's no response, bring Tara in and have to move on it, right?
yeah.
All right. The next item is August community conversations feedback. So community conversations was the exhibit at the library. So I was wondering if there's any feedback.
There was a little, I meant to bring in the clipboard and it's sitting on my desk, but we got some sort of, hash marks for the questions. So I'll go through and tally all that stuff up and kind of put it all into a 1-pager to send around just about kind of what information we got, how many votes we got on different things. So it was, as with the other ones, it's limited. It's like that room is really not a room. I think because it doesn't have many books in it, it's like a room that a lot of people go to the library don't even really think to enter.
Is it the back room?
It's kind of this side room that has, it's got all sorts of snacks and like cool stuff in there. It's just like a weird, yeah, it's just a weird place that like people, it's got like room for kids to do sort of some low tables.
Okay.
It's like a craft room, really.
It's like if you walk in the door and turn right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Talking about, yeah.
So yeah, I'll send something around for that.
Okay, because I was wondering if we got any feedback about hunting season or.
Yes,
You know, that's-
we got a limited amount of responses. Oh, right, and that's how this conversation started, was hunting season.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, maybe we got some feedback on that and then.
Jeez, yeah, I mean, I feel like we should definitely at least put up a sign that has like when the hunting seasons are and like
I wonder
where
if DNR
orange.
You could get that from DNR. I don't know if they,
Oh, yeah, they have the.
yeah, I would think.
Yeah, they have a calendar of the.
Well, I wonder if they have signage too that you
Oh.
can install.
You said ANR?
DNR.
DNR. What is
Department of Natural Resources. I don't know if that's
Oh,
the
okay.
acronym in Vermont.
I think it's ANR. It might be ANR in Vermont.
Agency of Natural Resources.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Massachusetts, it's the DNR.
Yeah.
So,
Department and agency.
okay.
Okay, I think I actually have a contact over there from the Conservation Commission I could reach out to.
Well, I think we were thinking we would have a kiosk. and
Yeah.
We would have information about hunting season posted on,
You could print it every year for the changing dates and.
that we would have that information and also just general safety during hunting season. We were kind of like discussing and trying to get feedback on if the trail should be closed for the 2 weeks. I think it's like black powder season, I think is but I think that's in December,
Usually it's not till.
late November, early
Shotgun.
December. Yeah, so we're trying to get feedback on that, but just like in general, safety during hunting, like wear orange, like
Yeah, I mean,
general, and also like,
Hopefully people are aware of that, but it's nice to have something beginning.
Yeah.
Or blaze orange during hunting season.
What about just 4x4 post in a bucket with some cement around it and a piece of plywood on it, and we can just set it right at the entrance there and just like, either get posters or even just like print out a page that has the rules and laminate it and just slap it up there, just to
I
give you
think-
something,
I think there should be something also like for hunters to be aware
Yeah,
that there are pedestrians,
Yeah.
right? Like that's probably something novel,
okay,
but just some indication, right?
okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to like make a temporary sign and try and kind of just get it out there kind of as soon as we can. And then, we just have to figure out kind of what to put up on it and where we're going to get it.
Yep. Okay. That was all that I had on that. Okay. The next item is Route 346 field update. And so the last meeting, we talked about providing some monies towards a match for the field for a walking path and applying for a grant. So, as I got some feedback and estimated pricing via Terra for the walking thing, it became clear that it was well beyond our budget.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it was the gravel. Apparently gravel is very expensive. I don't have a good sense of that, but it would be, we were going to contribute, I think it was $2,500, and it was going to be beyond $5,000 for just that component of it. So for this particular grant, that approach is not going to work. There are other grant opportunities that are matching grants. Like one of them is the Better Places grant.
Mhm.
And it's crowdfunding though. You have to do it through a crowdfunding. And if you don't hit your goal, you don't get the money. You don't get the,
Sounds like we would need the Little League on board then. Right? 'Cause
Yeah,
they would
yeah,
be the
yeah.
crowd that would be funding it.
Yeah, I think the idea was that, yeah, we want to make sure that, well, we were looking at potentially the parking area. And even that, the gravel was a lot of money, even with the town
Mhm.
doing that component of it. And then the walking path, and if there were any other improvements, like, I mean, I think you saw when we were down there before that the picnic table was like broken and dilapidated. It would just be nice to have
There's some
some,
buildings that could be removed possibly.
yeah, some other things. So,
I thought we approved the sign money though. We
we did that
kind of cited it
previously.
out and
We did that previously, and then, because the end of the year came, we pivoted on that and gave it for some safety improvements there for the bleachers and the roofing
we have a
thing.
roofing project.
Yeah. So I think we just need to pause on this for right now, and I don't think the project has to go away. It just, this wasn't the right grant opportunity. For
Is
this.
there anything that needs to happen over there just to be able to like allow the Little League season to like happen next year that we haven't done? Or like, is it sort of usable at the moment?
It's definitely
They were using it when I drove past on my way.
Great, okay.
yeah.
Well, that's typically.
It's definitely usable. The idea was just, like for them as well to clear the brush along the property
Mhm,
line so that they could expand their fence and we could add a walking path, with some gravel in it and that. So it's not that they can't use the field.
Yeah,
They will continue to use the fields, just it'd be nice to improve the field a little bit and, have something that could be multi-purpose.
Are there other smaller opportunities for this grant, this matching grant that's coming up that we could apply?
It's
Do it
due
fast. It's-
2 days from now.
Okay.
So.
Right. Scratch that idea.
there's a like, I think it's an Agency of Natural Resources grant coming up in, what is it, October?
Mhm.
Yeah, the recreational trails grant. So I don't know if a walking trail would fall into that category or not, but I think that's like up to $50,000 with a match.
Mhm.
It might be if you were to do like accessible trail work,
Uh-huh.
which seems to be more of a priority for funding.
Mhm.
sometimes.
I think it
So,
has to be accessible if you get, even though this grant we were applying for, it has to meet accessibility guidelines. It has to be 3 feet wide.
Mhm.
And, it has to meet those.
Packed surface.
Yeah,
Okay.
But I think if you design it with those like
yeah.
maybe enhanced, they're more likely to fund it.
Mhm.
And it's certainly a flat site, so it could.
Well, so yeah, maybe the way to go is to like get a good design for this thing really well laid out, right? Like quote it out, draw a site plan, and kind of have all that stuff ready so that if and when a grant opportunity comes up, we can say this is shovel ready now,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to kind of push it forward.
Yep. So I guess we'll just try to find those other opportunities. For that grant you were just mentioning though, was that the opportunity you were gonna look at for Taconic Crest?
Yeah, I mean, that was something that Tom and I are going to kind of do something for on Concom. We had discussed a few different options.
Okay.
I think that's another potential good use for it. I think you had mentioned that like the VYCC, if you can get them to do a project, like they generate their own donated match while they're doing work. So like that, like not having to stress about the matching funds, like if it's something that we can hire them to do, that makes a lot
Yeah,
of
I think it's a 20% match with that grant.
20% match. Okay.
Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
so, the VYCC costs more than what we pay them. So like their fully loaded
Mhm.
cost is, I can't even remember if they charge 8,000, it might be 12,000 or 15,000. So you can use that as the match
Mhm.
for this other grant, for the grant that's coming up in 2 days. you can't use it as the match.
Okay.
It has to be cash funds match for this one.
Yeah, the in-kind matches are definitely easier.
Yeah. Okay. The next item is new business, and we'll talk about the Williamstown skate park equipment.
Yeah.
So, just to give you the context, I was doing some work in Williamstown, and their town economic development director reached out to me to let me know that they have a group that's designing a skate park, and they're fundraising right now to do something kind of similar to what Bennington has done with concrete skate park. And so they have a existing skate park down kind of on the Williams College athletic fields down by their Little League field. And they need to decommission all that equipment. So it's all metal, like connected with hardware. So you can disassemble it.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem with their site is that they put all this equipment on asphalt, and when it heats up, it's heavy.
Yeah.
And when the asphalt heats up, it has sunk in a little bit, and it's not very conducive to skateboarding because there's not good transitions where the equipment was placed. I'm not sure. I think I haven't looked at our surface down there, but there might be ways that you can maybe ameliorate that some. Or Nate and I were talking, they have a variety of equipment. So, and I think.
Yeah. And honestly, I think, that skate park went in when I was a kid. So I think like, even if it does over time start to kind of degrade the surface there, like that tennis court probably doesn't have 10, 15 years or whatever in it for these things to sink in that much. So I think it's a concern, but also I think probably it's not something that should stop us from kind of moving on the ramps that we want. I went and took some pictures of them and kind of looked them over, and they all, like the ramps that Cliff identified as ones he thought would be good here all look like they're in pretty good shape. I only really found one spot where it was kind of rusty. The only other issue I noticed was that two of the ramps sort of are attached to the side of the half pipe, and they don't have a full safety barrier around the backs of them. So we could do something like what Cliff did. We could build something. We could try and harvest a couple panels off the half. I mean, if they're taking it all apart or whatever, maybe there's some ramps they can't find owners for, and we could steal some pieces.
I didn't know with the equipment from Williamstown, is that going to replace some equipment?
I think that was Cliff's idea, was like replace some of the stuff we have with some of this stuff. And then we could repurpose the materials for that to like try and expand the climbing wall a little bit, or just sort of use them as sort of source materials for whatever the next thing is. Cause these ramps are big. Like we had talked about like, why don't we want to get the whole thing? Do we want the half pipe? But like the half pipe is like, it's like 40 feet wide.
Right.
You probably want it, not on the surface down.
Oh yeah. I mean,
you might be able to find a spot to put it out in the field there, but depending if.
Well, I mean, I think Cliff's instinct was right that like that's probably more than we can really handle. And also I think moving that one would probably be kind of a little bit of a different beast. Just because, even if you break it down, I mean, you're going to need a semi truck to like load all that stuff on. But all the littler ramps I think are totally doable, right? Just like break them down, put them on the back of a flatbed truck. You'd said that maybe like the town.
I talked with the town DPW. They seem like they would be even willing to load them into their front end loader and drive them up here. So, I mean, we would need to work that out, but they seem interested, and it seems like it's in their interest to get started on this, to push the folks that are doing the fundraising along so that they have, they can show progress on their end so that the other group will continue their forward momentum.
So one other thing that Seth mentioned, which I think is worth sort of thinking about, is that like, obviously, if we can help Williamstown sort of find homes for some of these other ramps. I think like they're happy to give this stuff to us, but also they're hoping that we will sort of make this process easier on them. So I don't know if we sort of collectively have any other connections of other places that might be sort of equipped to take a few of the things that we're not.
And I'm working on that a little bit.
All right, okay.
I know about the skate parks in Berkshire County. I mean, if there are others in Vermont, certainly.
Hey, if you got some leads, that's great.
I'm
Yeah.
talking with some folks tomorrow in Great Barrington that have a skate park.
Oh,
Maybe they'll
awesome.
be interested in some of it. I've got other contacts, so I'll see what I can do.
Nice.
And maybe what I think we would do would be, when we go to decommission some of the ramps, we would invite them to come up and say, all right, which of these other things would you like to take?
Mhm.
And then you have to figure out how to
Yeah,
come up and get it,
I move it.
get it out of there. Cause the easier we can make it on Williamstown, I think the happier they're going to be with
Mhm.
the process.
Where did we land on the cost? Is there going to be costs, or they just decided to give?
They're ready to they're ready to give it to us. I think with the hopes that we maybe take some of the other stuff off their hands, but they haven't said that.
They don't need a donation or anything from us.
Yeah.
We might need to contribute to, I don't know, disassembly or movement or,
Well,
I think-
it's a little bit like when somebody offered, I used to work in a music conservatory and we got a lot of calls for pianos.
yeah. Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's the danger, right? We don't want to end up having to scrap that half pipe. That's going to be brutal.
I would probably not even want to pay for some of the stuff because it's what the hard part is moving it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Certainly pianos.
So yeah, well, I think if we, we'll do our best to try and find other people that are interested. And when it comes down to it, we'll just make sure we have to let them know that we'll.
Oh, and that was-
if we can. But
That was what they
Yeah.
said they would recycle whatever we didn't
Cool.
make. So
That's awesome.
Cool.
That's really, really generous of them too, just to give them to us.
Okay.
And the other news on that was that Jeff Miller is willing to help us with some of his gear on this side.
Oh, really? Okay, nice.
And everything. Yeah, I was gonna
Nice.
talk to them about it. So
Okay,
yeah, I think we'll need some volunteers, but it'll be free other than that.
great. That's it for our agenda, except for the next meeting date and time. And I think that's the 13th of October, but I just can't remember the date. Oh, 14th. 14th of October. Is that the second? Sorry.
Yep. Yeah, because the first is the
Oh,
second.
yeah, look at
Oh,
that.
yeah, okay.
I won't be here.
I won't be here either.
Okay. Will everyone else be here?
I should be.
If we can't have a quorum, we can move the meeting
Mhm.
also. All right. Kate, is there any public comment? No. Right, well, with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
There a
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.